And it's interesting what you were saying, actually, Ivan, about maybe there's a language issue here. Because I think you hear a lot of people out there in the normie land sort of talking bad about capitalism all the time. And some people sort of align Bitcoin with free market capitalism. But even if, is it even that? Is it Austrian economics? Is it a combination of the two? What is it? You know, and people sort of like, with their sort of judgment or negative experience of what they perceive capitalism to be in this fiat environment, when we start saying Bitcoin is a free sort of marketplace and all that sort of stuff, it's already tarnished by their sort of preconceived ideas what capitalism is. Does that make sense? And maybe we need to sort of like approach it at a slightly different angle here, so people don't sort of like get put off by it.
Yeah, I think we get stuck again with this word is. Bitcoin is not that. Bitcoin has properties like other stuff. But when you say it like that, you're not locked, because you're going to try to fit Bitcoin into a medium of exchange, into store of value, and like, but you're not going to change Bitcoin. What really you can explain, it has these properties that is like a store of value. It's like this, it's like that, but it's not limited to that, because when you say is, then you try to defend your story, and you're not discovering the reality, because that talk and debate is very useful if you're open to really actually like observing the universe. If you observe reality, you're going to try to find the language, what is the most appropriate for it. But if you try to stamp this language into what you're observing, you're actually not you're not observing, you're projecting something. And that's not the right way to do this, because every single invention or discovery that we found, it was unknown. So there wasn't a language around it. The language had to evolve to describe this new thing that we found, this new thing that we invented or discovered. And that's the proper way to do it. But if you say, oh, I understand the fiat structures and all the language around it, and I'm going to impose it on Bitcoin, again, it would fit somewhere, but that's not reality. And that's why the debate, that's how I think about it right now. Because if you come from the observing reality and trying to find a proper language, then you're open to test your language. Is it correct? Is it wrong? Is it this? Is it that? And naturally, we're probably going to invent new words that don't exist in our language, because that's how the language evolves. Because we discovered something, there isn't a word for it. So we need to assign a word for it, and then the network effect will suffice, and okay, this is that. Because I was thinking, even every single word, if I right now try to describe any random real thing, what is a car? Like, if I say a car, because you've seen the reality what is a car, now you can picture it. But if you've never seen a car, I could never explain it with just words. And again, one is observing reality, the other thing is trying to talk fiction into reality.